Hello there, my name is Megan Rose Robinson and welcome to Book Writing episode number 2. I have been talking to my mom a lot about my writing and about which book I should write and which book I should work on. And she gave me some advice that I wasn't used to hearing, but I'm very excited to try out the challenge actually. She told me to write a happy book is what she called it. And I was trying to think to myself, what does a happy book actually mean? What does that mean in context of a book? Does she mean romantic? Does she mean everything is all hunky-dory? Does she mean that nothing bad happens? Because in stories, something has to happen, some kind of conflict or problem has to happen in order for it to make the story interesting. And so I felt I wanted to try out what she requested of me, I would rather say, because I'm used to writing darker things like murder and kidnapping and stuff like that, and those books are interesting, but it hasn't gotten to be published yet. And so I decided to take her advice, and I'm starting a new book, kind of. I'm working on both here and there, so it's kind of a little confusing, but I did get a notebook, a happy notebook that it's pink and has an owl on it, and it has colorful pages. And so I've been basically brainstorming different ideas for this happy book, for this new book that I feel like I can write it. I feel like I can. It's just hard because I'm used to writing the darker things and writing the terrible things that happen to my characters and not happy moments and not happy experiences. And so I feel like that is definitely going to be an interesting challenge, but I feel like I can do it. I just have to keep writing every day. And it is hard. It is hard not to copy other obvious romantic stories that are obviously happy. For example, Pretty Woman. It started out kind of like an unhappy story, but it ended up becoming a happy story because she was a stripper was it a prostitute? It was a stripper or a prostitute, and she met a man that was well off and fell in love with her and rescued her from a life of selling her body for money, basically. And so I was thinking about stories like that, they have conflicts and problems, but they're overall happy stories. And so I figure I could write something similar to that. Not exactly like that, but something like that. The reason I'm being so vague about it is I haven't exactly come up with all of the events and stuff that happens in it yet. I'm still deciding which direction I want to go with it, and I don't know. It'll be interesting. I do plan on sharing it with my mom, and I hope that I can make her proud, and I hope that I can, show her that I can write the happy book that she talks about. I've been listening to happy music, a lot of Natasha Bedingfield, Faith Hill, Earth, Wind & Fire, stuff like that, B-52s, Summer of Love. Happy songs like that kind of help tune in my happy reserves, I guess. My mind is very morbid, so I usually don't write about happy things. I don't know why, but I'm very into thrillers and horror and, all the bad stuff that can happen to characters. It's just exciting to me. I am still working on the book that I was talking about the last video. I'm just kind of taking it very slow and kind of trying to see what project I'd rather be interested in, more passionate about, and seeing if I can actually finish a book that I actually put my mind to. My plan is to write a little bit every day, whether or not that be outlining, whether or not that be writing a little bit, whether or not that be research, whether or not, it's just, I need to work on it. I need to work on something. I can't just not write. But I have been trying to read a lot more because, it's like Stephen King says, a good writer is a good reader, or vice versa. A good reader is a good writer, stuff like that. And I feel like I can learn a lot from other stories and other authors and learn how to really tell my story and pen the tale. I might be able to take an easy way out and write a story about a writer, because I feel like writing about writing might actually be really hard, but I feel like it might be easier easier than writing about something that I've never lived through. Let's say I was writing about being a ballerina dancer. I wouldn't know how to write about being a ballerina dancer because I've never been a ballerina dancer. Like, I could watch videos and describe it that way, but I've never actually been through it. But if I write about a writer, then maybe I can actually put in my own feelings and also like make my main character's feelings different from mine if I chose to, if that makes sense. So if I write about writing, it's something I know, and so maybe I'll get some more words out of it. I plan on writing this book for National Novel Writing Month, NaNoWriMo, in November. I might do a little bit of brainstorming in September and October to get ready for it, but this is the book that I'm planning on working on. I do plan on getting about 50,000 words, if not more, so we'll see if that happens. Since I am a writer, I definitely can write a book about writing, if that makes sense. I don't know. I'm still thinking about it, still coming up with different ideas, and still, still brainstorming. That's the most important part, is brainstorming, and when you have writer's block, just push through it, and don't let yourself get down. Like, that's the hard part for me, is like starting a new book is always daunting because it's so hard to refrain from pulling from your different books and actually like copying from your other books, and because it's convenient because you already have something written out. Starting from scratch is always hard, and that's the stage I'm at right now. I'm starting from the beginning. I only have a few pages filled out in this thing, but it'll be, if I write a little bit every day, it'll eventually add up. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you next time. Bye!